So this is why Force America, which is the most elite coming out of the shadows now, intelligence organization that America has. I am the founder and the president and the commander. Yay, motherfuckers. So look at this. I just saw somebody put a device on this truck. Here it is. Okay? You see that? Yeah. Now, this obviously could have been a magnet, it could have been put here, but you see, I'm going to put it back there. So one of the things that we do at Force America is we train our college students how to be spies while they're in college. Yay. And this outstanding gentleman was on his bicycle. So let me fucking roll it out for you. Okay. Let me tell you what I see when I walk into a place. Okay. So if you were watching me on camera and wondering, what does this person, me, think when I'm walking around? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I see and what I think. So if you're a Force America potential super spy, right? You'll be lucky to have a hot wife like that. She's smoking. I am pretty and smart. She goes to Carolina, so we want her to be a spy. You do. Sexual harassment within the organization gets you fucking destroyed. So don't ever speak to your clients in a disrespectful way. Sorry, your colleagues. Look. About 10 minutes ago, 5-6 minutes ago, I was walking this way. Same Asian lady, see her right there in the blue? So when I was walking up here, she was near the entrance of 133 and she was going in, okay? She's definitely not Thai. She's more the roundish face Asian, but pretty. Nice little hair, and the bun back and straight down. I saw all that near the entrance of that car. As I'm getting cold to walk in this way, okay? And I'll stop saying what I observe, just going with this one. I walk in, same time a lady just walks out, 35-ish, white woman, educated, graduate, and on her leash is a small brown hair, short trimmed dog that she's walking across. That's a message you can say. So I then grab this and I lift it up that way. People across here, old white retirees, a military and a military retiree, Republican-oriented type car. This guy was over here walking that way, and he didn't look in my direction, but I could see him. He made some sort of movement, as did I, which could have been witnessed by this guy. Guy's got his camera and his, or she does rather have in this left arm here. I turn around and bow down like just twice. You see it because those people need to know you're always not fucking crazy. You're operating on a college campus. Those would be called the adults of Force America. Okay? As I'm going this way, I see a car coming up around the corner. I identify the person on the inside and I can hear the engine and I know a lot about the profile already, that it's not a brand new luxury car. By the time the person comes around, I've already identified it as the cleaning up lady who was doing janitorial services at the see the corner of the target there, where that lady in the blue is? This is shit you gotta be able to do yourself, guys. Show you exactly. Because what it comes down to is staying alive. Knowing who might have a fucking gun. Know who's working in teams of 2s and 3s. Who's the fucking spotter. Who's the spotter for the good guys. Who's the spotter for the bad guys. Holy fuck, who's that third element? Do we have another team here operating? I don't fucking know. But if you know enough to be able to, that these two people know each other, like these women here walking, from across the street. He started extracting data points. Anyways, before I started running, I talked about it, turning the corner on inside cleaning lady. She was a primary cleaning lady running a point on this little push cart that cleans the rooms here. And back of her was a woman who completely was out of fucking place. She had a hoodie on, and she was Hispanic, but she was the type that I would hire to cut somebody's fucking throat. You see, I can stare across a fucking field, and I can tell you who's a Mexican and who's Mexican American. Because the Mexican Americans are fag pussies. They don't understand what it's like to fucking live in the world of death. You see, when you live in Mexico, you have to become comfortable with breathing, knowing you can have your head cut off at any fucking moment. It's why a Mexican journalist would have never written in their university paper, Guadalajara, that an all-white jury was wrong in 1996, because they would know that the white people in Guadalajara would hire sicarios and they'd cut her fucking head off. Okay? You can do a lot of profiling on Mexican Americans and other fucking bitch-ass pussies. They're not fucking shit compared to me. Because I'm in the Sinaloa cartel, and I just made a fucking public apology to old Mencho, the #1 most dangerous man in the world, and the #1 rival for my fucking cartel. And he'll fucking tell you, he's killed many people that have publicly spoken to him. He'll tell you I'm on fucking point. American Mexicans are fucking pussies. Mexicans are fucking rock. And that's why El Mencho's crew is always welcome anywhere I go, at any fucking time. And I'll get down, I'll kiss their fucking feet in front of everybody out of respect. Because La Familia is La Familia. Always. Fucking always. Back to our fucking people over here. So you have the Mexican lady up front who does work here, I would have to imagine. But then you have the lady in the back that was out of town visitor who, you know, again, small woman, half my fucking size. Don't let her around a fucking knife and tequila if she's upset. So I stop here when I see that because I feel energy. I'm a martial arts expert. I feel vibration. So when I felt the fucking devil woman back there, whom I love, because she's obviously on my crew, I fucking stopped. Because I'm wondering, why the fuck is a heavy hitter like that around here? Well, obviously I know it's sending me a message, so we're fine. But if I'm in a city called not anywhere I'm fucking supposed to be that familiar with, I'd definitely be wondering, just kidding, if I see a woman like that, what I would have done is this. I would have turned the fuck around and I would have got back in my fucking car if I thought it was safe to do so, and I would have driven away. Or that way. If I was in Bangkok and I saw that woman, what I would have fucking done was this. See, I do it on the spot, so I don't have to fucking assess it. But if I'd been this way and I saw a fucking hitting woman like this, and I'm walking in like this, that's so not true. This is what I would do if that was a hit woman. So I was just walking, meandering, getting state. Made a movement like this. I got out of place because obviously I know they were on to me. Probably do something in my pocket here, grab some of my pot, get my time. So now I got stopped here. I'd face them like this without them knowing I'm facing them, and then I'd fumble around for my marijuana shit. So I put them in state so they can't fucking move, because now I'm getting time where they're fucking feeling awkward because I'm frozen, they're frozen. What are they gonna do? They can't draw a fucking gun in broad daylight, so then they have to move. So then they move, which is what they did. They went across the street, okay, into that fucking building. That's where they went. Just so you know, if I'd been afraid, once I got them to stagger and move across the street, once they hit that fucking distance over there, that's when I would have turned this way and immediately started fucking walking. And this is what I would have done if I'd been afraid. I would have waited till they fucking hit inside. The second they went inside, I couldn't see them. I started fucking running as fast as I could, because I have to assume that there were spotters fucking everywhere. because I would have known they would have walked out at too perfect of a fucking time, which tells me there's people on the inside. I can't go in there. It means there's a person up there that can fucking see me in that top fucking room, and they have communications all around, which tells me you're completely fucking fucked. So what do you do when you're completely fucking fucked in broad daylight? Nothing, you're dead. You're dead. There's nowhere you can go. Which is why alliances are so important. You see, if you need a fucking run, or if you need a fucking gun, you're already dead. Because where I go, it's so fucking dangerous, the Secret Service can't protect the president. Where I go, Navy SEALs, with all the fucking weapons in the world, can't protect a hostage. Where I go is so fucking dangerous, the only way you can go is by permission. Motherfuckers. I have the most dangerous job on the planet. My name is Todd Peterson. My family thinks I'm a fucking loser. I actually am the most fucking badass rock star on the fucking planet. I actually am. Alright. And I'm in the Sinaloa cartel. And non-officially in the CIA. I fucking hate my country. Fucking fag. Fuck you, America. But I do everything I do because I was raised on Air Force and Army bases. And I have a fucking vision in my mind that's probably fucking completely false about what America was once. Remember I talked about how we're a colony of fucking England and all that shit? Well, this fantasy I built in my fucking mind about the glory days on Rhein-Main Air Force Base was a fucking lie. It was literally being run by the fucking post-World War II Nazis and the fucking, you know, the London monarchy. Everything that I fucking fight for and live for is a lie. But I like it. I have this really nice fantasy life in my mind of people that love their country and they want it better for everybody. And that's what we all have to kind of come to terms with, guys. Who gives a fuck what the past truths are? All that really matters is how does your stomach fucking feel. You want a better life? Then just make it fucking happen. You don't need to fucking analyze everything. 9/11 was 100% an inside job. George Bush Sr. was in on it. George Bush Jr. wasn't. George Bush Jr. knew it was going to happen, and he tried to make it not happen. But his father was a co-founder of the Carlyle Group, along with the Bin Laden family and the royal family, and they told Bush Jr., shut the fuck up, we're going to do it. He really didn't think that they were going to do it, and when they did, and they told him, and he was reading a storybook, he had to collect his thoughts and think, holy fucking shit, my father actually did allow MI6 and the CIA and Mossad to literally take airplanes into our fucking building. Because Bin Laden, they're the wealthiest commercial real estate developers in Saudi Arabia. And when you have big contracts like that, you gotta do shit for people to keep the contracts. And so when the British royal family and the Jews wanted another 20-year war, you know, because it was 20 years past the Vietnam War, well, all right, motherfuckers, who's the most likely person to get a war going on? Well, you know, they had the Japanese fly some airplanes into the most unprotected place on the planet where almost no casualties occurred, called Pearl Harbor, which was a first, you could call, entry into the Jew, Nazi, British alliance. That was the first attack on us, was Pearl Harbor. First attack by the Jews and Hitler, and the British royal family was actually Pearl Harbor. If that blows your fucking mind, it should. Yes, the Jews and Hitler and Winston Churchill were actually on a fucking team. Still are. Guys, the Jews didn't die in concentration camps. How the fuck do you dumb motherfucking college students not use your fucking brains? You name me one war in the last 2,000 fucking years, from Alexander the Great to Genghis Khan, anything in between, to the fake Jew, evil Jew, fake Viking documentaries on Netflix that show Viking women being unfaithful. No, they were very fucking faithful. See, the Jews are trying to make white people feel bad about themselves by showing that on wedding nights, Viking men would let their brothers fuck their wives. No, that's called evil Jews doing like what they did this Asian guy. Go to Pornhub, look at the Asian section, see guys with small dicks looking like they're raping Asian women. No, I actually tell you that if you want to see the most beautiful sex in the world, I would have to imagine it's between an Asian man and a woman. Why? Because they have the most beautiful relationship in public. Doesn't it make sense for the most beautiful, respectful people of loving kindness and caring of an intimate nature, which is an Asian relationship in public and the way they parent, doesn't it make sense for them to be the most loving and beautiful in an intimate way? Yes, it fucking does. And since everything is opposite, and we know that the Jews, as project managers for Great Britain, did everything opposite, like making white men down here, making black losers up here. We have the hottest white cheerleaders sucking the dicks of black losers instead of great white men. Well, along the same lines, I would have to imagine that when they make Asians look like they're raping their women on Pornhub, it's a complete fucking lie. Guys, everything that you know is fucking wrong. Going back to the Holocaust, which never fucking happened, guys, I'm in fucking real estate. I know a lot about fucking rentals. I know a lot about occupancy. I know a lot about a lot of fucking things. Guys, but you don't need to fucking know a lot about fucking anything to know common sense. Never in the last 2,000 fucking years has a country gone to war with its surrounding countries and said to a huge block of people, hey guys, don't worry about fighting, sit this one out. Oh, hey, you guys, you Jewish people? Yeah, don't worry about going to the front lines where it's fucking cold and awful and raining. Go ahead and stay in your condos in downtown Munich and hang out with your mom and dad and your wives and kids until we need you. You see, in 1938 and 39 and 40, it fucking sucked to be a white German because Hitler made you go put on a uniform and get in a fucking hole somewhere and point a gun at fucking nothing. Like in a forest where you're freezing your ass off and it's 30 fucking degrees. Or even worse, he makes you go to Austria or Poland and kill people. But never in the history of 2,000 fucking years or 5,000 fucking years of recorded history of anything anywhere has a king, a ruler, a monarch, anybody said to an entire group of a population, hey guys, nah, don't worry about fucking killing people or doing anything. You sit this one out, hang out with mom and dad in Frankfurt or Mannheim or Würzburg. How the fuck do you stupid fucking college kids never wonder how the Jews got out of having to go fight along the front lines or in Russia? The answer is called a payoff. The Jews had all the fucking money, and Hitler needed money to fund the war effort. And so the wealthy Jews gave them fucking money. It's like how you get food in fucking prison, and you're hungry, and your father's a mob boss. Well, he'll fucking give money to a guard, and he'll get you food that way. The way you get anything in life, if you give someone fucking money, they'll hook you up. The only way the fucking Jews didn't get a uniform on and get posted along Normandy, the French coastline, waiting for the British-American invasion is because they had a fucking payoff that said they didn't have to fucking put on a German uniform. And you stupid fucking college students who should burn every book you see about Prince Harry because it comes from the most evil family in the world. Guys, in the history of warfare, there's never been a more evil organization than the RAF, the Royal Air Force. America did a lot of things that we should be fucking ashamed about in World War II. When we drop bombs on innocent populations. I mean, we talk about Jews being the most evil things alive today because they are, for dropping bombs on condo buildings in Palestine, right? In retaliation for, 1,000 deaths of Jews, which makes sense. Kill 1,000 of my people, yeah, motherfucker, I'm coming for you. Okay, so again, everybody to a degree has these get out of jail free cards, but where you might look at a Muslim to cut off the head of a Jew at a rave, I can actually justify before God why that Muslim goes to heaven, because what they did was such a horrific act, it would scare the shit out of other Jews from wanting to continue to push into Palestinian Authority. With 3 to 5 sustained attacks of that graphic and gory nature, it would actually create the desired effect of getting out that carved piece of land for Palestinians. And so you can logically look at it on paper, and I could explain it to you with God as my witness, and I could get every Palestinian that raped every woman and cut off every woman's head of Jewish of nature. I could defend these people as their legal representative before God and get them all into heaven. This is the Muslims. At the same time, I would also say, hey, all these fucking horrific women, I mean, all these women that were Jewish that had these awful deaths, let's immediately like wipe their fucking memories so they don't ever remember it, and let's give them a nice place in heaven, take care of their families, etc. You know, there can always be two people that are wrong on both sides or right as well. Okay, but process that shit for a minute. You can have two people arguing a point on opposite sides, so they can both be wrong or they can both be right. Anyways, back to the concentration camps and the Royal Air Force. What made the Royal Air Force so evil is they would, at nighttime, they would leave England and they'd fly over mainland Germany and they'd drop bombs on the cities. Like I grew up in Grafenhausen, a little farming village, about 800 years old. They dropped bombs on places like my village. See, the German soldiers, minus the pussy Jews who paid off Hitler so they didn't have to fucking serve, but the non-Jewish Germans who didn't pay off Hitler, so they had to actually put on uniforms. So the non-Jewish Germans were all along the coastlines of Germany. That's England. And so imagine this. For the first time in the history of warfare, you had an army, an aggressor nation that was attacking other nations, and they were posted along their border's edge waiting for the invading army to come, right? But for the first time in the history of warfare, when that warring nation called America and England came over to take the fight to the Germans, and you had all the German soldiers that were posted here along the border, minus the despicable Jewish Germans who paid off the mayors of Frankfurt, the mayors of Hamburg, mayors of Berlin, so that the Jewish Germans could stay in their condos and their houses year after year while their non-Jewish neighbors had their children go off and die in Russia and on the front lines. Most German soldiers starved to death, guys, and froze to death in Russia without even firing bullets at people. I mean, when they died, I mean, they killed lots of people. And they did a horrific act, right? But they did it with a conscience before God in which I could defend 90% of the German soldiers. Okay? You don't think you can fucking defend a soldier before God who lined up 20 fucking people and shot him down? Well, if you saw what that soldier saw to a dissenting soldier who disobeyed commands, guys, you wouldn't be so fucking quick to judge. You know, not my cartel, but there's a cartel in Mexico that when they capture people today, like best friends, and they'll call their families for a ransom, what they'll do is they'll then videotape, they'll put them in a racquetball court room where you can videotape it, or just like a little living room, although it's better to have a boxed in area, and they'll give them like 2 to 3 guys in there, and they'll give them each a sledgehammer and say whoever walks out alive gets to live. And they'll be like best friends and brothers who've known each other their whole lives. But they'll actually get people who have known themselves their whole lives, even family members, that pick up a sledgehammer. And this is like today, 2023, 24. And they'll get a family member to kill another family member just to survive. Because 2 hours earlier, they had been going to a Enrique Iglesias concert in Monterrey or Guadalajara. And on the way there, their Uber driver got hijacked and they got kidnapped. And fast forward 2 hours later, they're holding a sledgehammer, looking at the bashed out brains of their dead brother, and now they have to kill their college classmate, a fellow film student. Like, that's how quickly life can change in 2 fucking hours, guys. So don't be so fucking quick to judge a soldier from any nation, whether it's Germany or or Russia, if you see them mowing down 20 fucking people, and you think it's a barbaric act, you don't fucking know what got them to commit that act. Because I assure you, unless they were like naturally doing that shit, like naturally killing like that before they joined the military, you can't blame them, because they were probably a baker or a college student and doing normal shit. So don't ever fucking say you can't do shit, guys. Take it from me. So, I'll go back to the Royal Air Force later, but when they started dropping bombs every night, 365 days a year, starting in the early 1940s, 42, 43, 44, they were dropping bombs on buildings just like this and just like that, with like almost no men in it. They were grandmothers and grandfathers and grandchildren in these huge complexes in Frankfurt, Germany, in Nuremberg, Germany, in Mannheim, in Würzburg, Dusseldorf, Berchtesgaden. I mean, you go on and on, guys. And remember, the reason that there were no men, other than the Jewish men, there were no men, actually there weren't Jewish men either, because those fag pussies paid even more money to be put on trains and shipped out of harm's way. You know the only places that these bombs weren't falling in the 1940s? And the concentration camps that were housing the Jews. You see, while the Germans were on the front lines waiting for the Americans and the British to invade, right? Normandy, and while the Germans were freezing their asses off here on cold December and January and February nights in 1943 and 44 and 42, those fag pussy fucking Jews that were of German citizenship, they were back home in their nice toasty warm condos and houses all over Germany, sipping tea and coffee and eating schnitzels. They actually were. Until the bombs started falling from the Royal Air Force, at which point they paid even more money to the towns and mayors to then put en masse, where they rented out entire fucking trains. They rented out entire fucking trains and had enough fucking time to bring their fucking luggage with them, not just their fucking possessions, while the other Germans of non-Jewish citizenship had to stay in their fucking condo buildings that now no longer had running water because they'd been bombed in Frankfurt and Berlin, in Mainz. The fucking Jews got on a goddamn fucking train and they left the country to where they could get running water and central heat. And where there were no fucking bombs falling. There were no bombs falling in Poland and in Czechoslovakia. You try to fucking put your little children to sleep. If you're a German 33-year-old woman and you have 5- and 6-year-old children, and your husband is on the front line fighting in Russia, or on the border of Normandy, you try to fucking sleep if every night, you know, in reality, American and British planes are dropping bombs on you. Would you get on a fucking train and go to Auschwitz or anywhere called not there? Yeah, you would. You would absolutely grab your German children out of a bombed out fucking condo or village area where you know the Germans are gonna, where you know the Americans and British coming back every fucking night. In fact, shame on you if you were German and you were going to stay in Frankfurt or Berlin or Heidelberg with your children in your bombed out places with no running water. In particular, shame on you, because the planes were going to come back and you'd be putting your children in harm's way. But unlike the Jews, no one else in Germany had a fucking choice. They had to stay there and fucking just get pounded on. The Jews got on a fucking train, those fucking cocksuckers. All those movies in which it looks like, oh my God, they're getting rounded up in the ghetto. Yeah, that's called their fucking neighborhood. Ghetto is a fucking foreign word, motherfuckers. It's like hogar. That means home in fucking Spanish. That means it's a bad fucking thing. Hogar de Niños is a home for kids. Yeah, you know, it's really a place for poor kids in Mexico, but translation, it's fucking words, motherfuckers. So ghetto is called a nice place the fucking evil fucking cowardly Jews were living while their German compatriots were freezing to death, being killed by the Russians. Well, at some point, it got too unpleasant from the bombs, so the evil fucking Jews, they left their German neighbors to continue getting bombed on by the British and the Americans. And those cowardly fucking Jews took their luggage, their fucking artwork, if they could, their jewelry, and they got on fucking trains, organized trains, to get them out of harm's way where they wouldn't be fucking bombed, and where they never were. No bombs ever dropped on sleeping Jewish children in concentration camps. I'm so fucking pissed. I'm gonna finish this shit later. You fucking evil Jews. Fuck you. No, actually, I'm not. I came here to talk about those fucking Hitman. So anyways, those fucking women went in there. I told you what I would have fucking done. But I'm scared of fucking shit. So I went fucking shopping. Fuck you motherfuckers. And after I finished fucking shopping, I continued to lead on a couple of more training exercises on showing people how to fucking do drops. I'm talking about you fucking Jews. Blaming Germans for 6 million Jewish deaths when those evil fucks didn't actually die. They were basically living in the modern day version of Key West, just inland, but where there were no fucking bombs. The biggest lie ever committed is the one that the Iranians have been trying to talk to you about for years, is that the Holocaust was a lie. Pretty easy to say the Holocaust didn't happen, or it did happen, right? I mean, think about it. Last thing I'm gonna fucking touch on before I go and finish up the hit woman over there in the corner. You see, the way and the reason that the Jews got away with the Holocaust is because right after World War II ended, our president died, Roosevelt, and we had a fag come in called Harry Truman. Actually, it was a fag. Pathetic little man. And he reneged on the deal with Stalin, who Roosevelt liked a great deal. And being a fucking cowardly fag, Truman was bullied into submission by the most sadistic evil fuck around called Winston Churchill. Right? God. Guys, our ancestors are so fucking disgusting, it's unbelievable. Don't ever look at anybody older than you with respect. They're fucking awful, which is why, again, we're gonna take our fucking nation back from our college students. Because anybody you look at the history books, they're so fucking disgusting and bought and paid for, it'll make your fucking head spin.
Please insert your parking ticket.
I'm so fucking pissed at Jews again. For long, oh yeah. Oh, keep my fucking shit straight. Jews, you see the fucking fury in me? Okay. This is coming for you. And black people, this is why you say the fuck back. Because I don't have a problem with blacks. You see this fucking look? This is called every white man in America is not a fag Democrat. And it's gonna grow. You think you can see this voice? Black motherfuckers. Yeah. So black motherfuckers, you stand the fuck back while we white tribe go after the fucking Jew tribe. Lights out for those motherfuckers. Alright. I want to put that out to the Force America. No blacks in our fucking crew and no fucking Jews in our crew. Force America is a non-black, non-Jew operation. We will always work with Jews and blacks. But until we fucking clean house and we know what the fuck's up and what happened to us, no Jews and no blacks in our fucking crew. Force America, no blacks, no Jews, fucking never. And if you're a white woman, again, with a black guy, ever in your past, you're the biggest dog shit loser in the world to me. That's what I fucking think about you. Cheerleaders, gangbang whores. So let's say this is Western Europe, and that's Eastern Europe. This is called America, good guys, during the Cold War. And that's called Russia, the bad guys, during the Cold War. All the concentration camps where the Jews allegedly were killed were over there, where America's We couldn't go for 50 years. So for 50 years, we couldn't go investigate the Jew story. Pretty easy for the Jews to say, oh yeah, bad shit happened over there. Just take our word for it. My grandfather was a storied World War II veteran. He was a president of the Retired Nevada Officer Association. Every fucking year those guys get together and they tell stories and go around. They never told stories about seeing anything happen to Jews because it never happened. Guys, look at the movies after World War II. There were no movies about the Holocaust. Those didn't start till later. Guys, the movies right after World War II were still mostly filmed by white people. It wasn't until 48, 49 that the Jews started making fake movies about the Holocaust. Okay, now, going back to about 2 hours ago now, when I first walked in after doing my training session out there, I always mention I have a sixth sense, so I already felt someone was fucking up. So going around the corner, I already have a sixth sense that sounds weird. At which point, from this distance, I saw that first cleaning woman in the driver's side of the car. Okay? That looked normal to me, as did the timing. But when you see one thing out of a pattern, you always look for the second. So at that point, I was in looking for the shooter. At which point, when that drove by and it passed safely, I'm already fucking looking for the shooter, to the degree that when that hardcore fucking woman with badass energy of all time was right here, I was in a salute move to her. But in other parts of the world, that's called I got a fucking gun on her and she's already fucking dead. And she knew what the fuck was up, because when she drove by, the whites were in her fucking eyes. Because whether we're doing training operations or not, when you get fucking caught, you get fucking caught. That guy's a player. So, by the time I was walking up this way, after already having identified unexpectedly a fucking shooter, because my car was right up there, that's where I saw all this going down. Right? But if this had been a real world situation, and I was in Bangkok and that was a shooter, I would have been way fucking dead before I even had a chance to see that drop. So if this was a CIA agent working for me, and he was trying to give me a message, a warning, that by the way, they killed the usual cleaning crew across the way, and here's the data chip with the photos of the shooters and what to look for, which would have had the photos of those women's faces, right? Unfortunately for me, I would have been fucking dead before I ever had a chance to get that, put it in a computer, and then get the face on a photo of that woman there in the second car, and then to get the face of the other woman that was here. That's why all the training in the world can help you. Because unless you know what to fucking look for, you'll never fucking know. You gotta keep peeling back the fucking layers, guys. I can teach you all this fucking shit. Force America, motherfuckers. We make Navy SEALs look like fag pussies. And we're better looking. And all the hottest women are with us too.